All right, welcome back to the dungeon. Let's see who's here in the chat. I had a little bit of technical difficulties here. Let's see. I have to bear with me momentarily. Let's see. I have a little bit of tech. Let's see, Joe Westco. You guys can hear me okay. Throw a comment in the chat if you can hear me. I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, good. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm having like a delay on my end. It's like I'm repeating this to myself, and I hear it like later. It's kind of odd. Let's see. And now it's not doing it at all. Okay, I apologize. I'm trying to get this together here. Can't see anything though. Okay. 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 All right. Let's see. All right. How about now? You getting anything now? Okay. So that's working. That's working. What's going on here? Okay. I might just have to go to out of this studio thing. Okay, so you can see stuff now. I'm assuming. Yeah, I think this is just my laptop's kind of old, and I think I think I'm putting a lot a lot of strain on it. Um, yeah, so if it gets bad, just let me know in the chat. Right now, you should be seeing my ugly mug and some like some background like border effects. You can hear that water? That's crazy. I thought I had. Man, this microphone must really be good. I didn't think anybody would hear that. If it's too overbearing, I'll shut the water off. Um, yeah, I didn't think anybody would hear that. Yeah, if this gets to be a little a bit much, I'm gonna end up. I can kill the live for about a minute, and I'll just YouTube direct it, or directly go off of YouTube. I don't know what's going on here. I think I'm just putting a lot of strain on my laptop. Let's see. So I do, but you can hear the water. Okay. All right. Is it louder than me? Like, is it overpowering the audio? Let's see. Okay. That's weird. I'm also doing this outside, obviously. No, it's not a fish tank. It's actually it's just there's a little fountain um, right outside in front of me on the end of the deck. Um, Okay. All right. Well, seems like we're okay for now. If there's issues, just please let me know, and I'll try to get it. I'll try to get something restarted and normal. Okay. Okay. So, all right, so we're in the primary. So we were tonight. We're going to talk about. I know not everybody that I that I interact with. I know not everybody that I interact with is all classified. A lot of guys are old school vintage. Pretty much they stick to the vintage stuff. Don't really mess with classified, but it it just thank you. Yeah, just let me know if anything changes. I appreciate you guys just being like my my background studio here. Let me know if there's problems. So we were tonight. We're going to talk about. Why is that doing that? Man, I cannot remember my. This is what happens when you try to get something after. There we go. So I had my wife and I had an 18 hour travel day yesterday. It was terrible. Just side note, we're leaving Curacao, got back to Charlotte, and then we had like a 3 hour layover that turned into a near 6 hour layover because then they put us on a plane that had a problem with the wheel, and they took us off the plane, and then it was just I got home we started our day at like 8 o'clock yesterday morning, and I got home at like 3:30 this morning. It was terrible. Anyway, let's get into this. So yeah, a lot of people are hardcore O-ring. I get it. I'm just going over a little bit with this news about Lenny. Those who know who Lenny is. You guys are aware that he has left the Hasbro team. Lenny shown here. You should be seeing him on the video. I hope that he has left. So he's been one of the creatives for Hasbro for G.I.Joe. He was doing Transformers first, and then came over to G.I.Joe, and pretty much for the last 6 years, give or take, since the resurgence in 2020 of the brand, and he is now leaving. He is out on to work for Boss Fight Studio. So this is an article from Surveillance Port. I follow them on Instagram. I like their information. They're always out with some stuff pretty fairly quickly. They always got good, solid information. And this has been on a couple of socials that he's leaving. So now, really, tonight was just really a little bit of a discussion on like where do we, where's the brand go from here? Lenny, I'll be honest. At first, a couple years ago, I watched a couple of the streams, and I'll be honest, I didn't care for Lenny that much at first. I was like, this guy, but he, like, as it turns out, I do believe he was passionate about the brand. Like, I do believe he really wanted to do it right. And he's gonna have, he's gonna put his own little like spin on things. I mean, like, I know the article here even identifies that he was, his like childhood influence was like he liked dinosaurs and stuff like that. So I could definitely see how, how we got the latest the figure with the Velociraptor. I don't remember the figure's name, but I could see that influence being there. And I think Lenny has put his heart and soul into it. I really do. I've never met him. I know other people have met him at cons and whatnot. I've never had the pleasure of meeting the guy. And I don't really know I'm not really sure why. It just says, after 20 incredible years, I'm stepping away from Hasbro and onto a new adventure with Boss Fight Studio. Decision that felt right for me and my family. It's hard to put into words what this chapter has meant. Early days on Spider-Man, the Transformers, and ultimately bringing G.I. Joe's classified line to life. Um, so like I feel like it's not as bad as Mick leaving the crew. That's 1,000% correct. I don't know what it's going to mean. I feel like whatever we're already slated for this year, like a lot of stuff that Lenny's already like put into place is already, it's already in motion. The things, it's not like he came up with an idea, and they started making prototypes and developing paint apps and all this other stuff, 6 months ago. And then they're like, okay, he's leaving. So fuck all that. That's not going to happen. Like I'm sure that his influences will be felt for the remainder of the year, maybe even a little bit into next year for anything that he has already had on the, coming down the pipeline. So we know. I will jump over here. It's one of my favorite websites. I love this site. This is Action Figure 411. You can actually keep track of your collection on here. It's actually pretty cool, and it does give you trends, by the way. And I'm not plugging it. I don't have anything to do with it personally, but it's a cool website. Anyway, I come over here because they always post the photos and the release years and the waves and whatnot. If you click on each of these, and they stay really up to date. So, we're seeing the ones that were already announced that we know are coming. We got up here. Did I go too far? Nope, did go far enough. So I got Airtight rolling over. Hydro Viper. Is that the Dire Viper? I think. No, here's the. This is obvious. This is definitely, I would say, this is a Lenny inspired thing here. Professor Rocklaw and the Cobra DNA. You know what? I'm not even gonna try the dinosaur. This is obviously going to be his influence. Here, and that's fine. I think a lot of these ones that we were seeing here are going to be throughout the rest of the year, and maybe even into some 2027. So the question really becomes, what happens now? Lenny is leaving. Whatever's already in motion is in motion. We've got our reveals. That's fine. We've got all that stuff coming. So what happens next? Like who replaces Lenny? And I honestly didn't see that in any of the articles. How do we, as a brand, where is this going to go? And I have concerns as a collector, and I feel like a lot of you would have the same concerns. As a collector, that whoever's going to come in, it might not have the passion for the brand that Lenny did. And I worry about that. We're already we have some loose ends, I think. So Dave, I don't know. I only ever remember him, during the fan streams advertise for the HasLab Sky Striker, the O-rings, when they did that a couple years ago. I don't recall anything specifically from him about O-rings. But I feel like, Hasbro, I don't know if he was behind the previous ones or not. I mean, he had a fair bit of creative control, so I would say probably. And now as we all know, they gave up those rights to Super 7, so I don't see O-rings in Hasbro's future at all, ever anymore. That's just me. Who's taking it? Yeah, like their background with the line. So the other person, and I cannot remember her name. I don't even remember her name to even know how to Google her name, like to try to find her. The chick that was always on there with him, who was I could not fucking stand her. I don't think she had any business dealing with G.I. Joe whatsoever. And for the life of me, I cannot remember her name. If anybody does, drop it in the chat. I just do not remember her name. Corey, you might know. Corey, my boy, my buddy, man, what's up? Corey, you might know this. What's the chick that was with Lenny that nobody liked? Like everybody's like, this bitch don't know nothing about G.I. Joe. I cannot remember for the life of her remember her name or how to like find out who she was. If you or anybody else remembers, drop it in the chat. But yeah, yeah, Dave, like I'm concerned, like, so, Emily, thank you. Christ's sake. Thank you. Emily. What the fuck? You guys don't want to see the Google. I was going to try to, look her up. Thank you. Yeah, she didn't know shit about shit from that, from G.I. Joe, right? Lenny had a solid background, with it. He's I think he's just a hair younger than me. So he's in that time frame. I think we have some loose ends and some gaps to fill. And I'll bring a couple of those up. So let's talk about Flash Grand Slam. Where are they? We don't have them yet. I know Lenny had at one point in a live had mentioned, I'm pretty, it was either 85 or 86 was his personal favorite run or his personal favorite year of G.I. Joe. I cannot for the life of me remember which year he said. But we could see that if we go to, and again I apologize, I am tearing up this laptop with this streaming. This thing is screaming right now. It's like a car running on with no oil. This thing is nuts. So I apologize for all the delays in what you're seeing as it pops up. Hopefully we just keep the discussion going and it's not too annoying. I'll try to improve for next time. So yeah, so I haven't seen anything about her in a while. Like, and let me go here and see. Hasbro. I can't remember anything else about her. Yeah, she was terrible. Let's see, Emily. That's her. Morphinomaly. Fuck, I have no fucking idea. Fucking. 5 months ago, she left Star Wars something or another. Yeah, she's just annoying to look at. I've seen better heads on lettuce. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna ruin my computer with that. You get what I'm saying? So, like, we got those gaps. Flash Grand Slam. Yeah, bro. I appreciate you jumping on, man, Corey. And just so you know, Corey. Side note. I was on a chat with Joe Hunter and some other guys the other day. Alpha One Creative. Everybody had asked me about you, bro. Like, everybody's asked me how you're doing. They hadn't seen you in a while, so I told them you just, you kind of stepped out for a little bit, but all the guys were asking about you. Sorry. All right. Try to keep this fucking thing lit. So we got, let's go into this here in a second. It might take me a second because again, this thing is giving me grief. The Gen X are not some young business guy. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Lenny was the Gen Xer, right? Like, no one's going to agree. No one's going to agree with everybody's, creative decisions. That's just life, right? There's plenty of classified figures that I was like, yeah, why are we doing this before this or that before that or whatever? That's just my opinion. That doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, you guys might, somebody in the chat might have really wanted to see the, a dinosaur in that guy. I did matter to me, right? I'm really excited about seeing Airtight. Maybe somebody else is like, fuck that guy. To each their own. That's not a big deal. Lenny still had to lay low. Oh shit. Yeah, I agree, Dave. We need another Gen Xer in there. Somebody that knows the brand. I know Hasbro is. I got like maybe seven viewers on here now, and Hasbro is not one of them. But if Hasbro jumps on, I'm happy to take the part. I'll retire immediately and design G.I. Joes. I would have no problem with that. Let's see. And then I just give my friends all freebies. All right, so let's see where we're at with the line. And this is something I didn't really expect to kind of go into, but let's roll with it. So we got Breaker, right? We have a Cobra officer, troop. We got some combinations of those guys. Grand Slam still not on the map yet. We have a Grunt, we have a Rock and Roll, we have Scarlet, we have a Short Fuse, numerous Snake Eyes, Stalker, and we now have a Zap on a retro card. So, vehicle drivers, just click down one. We got a Steeler, we got a Hawk, and we got a Clutch. So we got Grand Slam and Flash. Out of the OG 13, I will die on this hill. I'm totally against the OG 14 with the shooter person, because you saw, an ink blot of her face, and she was in the comics where she got killed off for like 10 seconds. So it's the OG 13 as far as I'm concerned. But, the 1982 series is damn near done. It's Grand Slam and Flash. And then we will have like come full circle, in 7 years, or 6 years. I'm buying a van, road trip across the country, flying out and aim to pick it up. Then I'm going to plan a trip to Maryland. Come on up, bro. Come on up. You're always welcome. So we're 2 off of there, right? So this is what, this is where this kind of ties in for the guys on here. In particular, the guys that I know, Joe Hunter 73, who are like, diehard O-ring. What I like about this is, even if you're just an O-ring fan, if that's your focus, and you're not collecting, classifieds, it's still like, I didn't even start really collecting. I was like, man, these things are too big. I'm not doing this. But what I liked is I like seeing my favorite O-ring characters come to life in a different way. In this larger than life format, with these, big weapons, and seeing the things that I liked as accessories with the little guys become just bigger versions of those accessories. And that's how I kind of got into it. So even if you are a diehard O-ring fan only, still plenty to love about the classified line. Even if you're not collecting, I'm sure you guys would like to see it go in a certain direction, because you want to see these figures that you love so much come to life in a different way. There's nothing wrong with that. Which we'll do a whole another video on the movie shit later. But yes, and it's so, and Dave, you're 100% right. It's also like, we're not going to, aside from like Super 7, right? We're not going to see, like, it's never going to be 1984 again. It just isn't, right? So, or 85 or 86 for that matter. It just won't. And history is what it is, right? But you're 100% correct. It's nice to go in a store and just see him in a store. Like, just, I bitch and moan all the time. I always bitch and moan on Instagram about Target not having shit, Walmart not having shit, and fuck Hasbro and all this. I do, because I get frustrated like everybody else. But before 2020, I didn't think I was ever going to see a G.I.Joe in a store again, ever. Right? All eBay, all Mercari or whatever. It is nice seeing them in the store again. It's nice to know the brand is alive. It's, they came out in 1982. What our generation knows as G.I.Joe, and my brother was born in 82. He I'm 51. He would have been 43. You're talking 43 years that something has like hung out. That's pretty good so far. We're all damn near half a century, right? Yes. Okay. So let's roll into. I'm trying to give I'm trying to like run my mouth to give the laptop a second to catch up. I'm gonna end up just having to buy a fucking desktop. because this thing just can't handle it. So I think I'm still showing, let's see, 1980. It should catch up here in a second. So 83, what do we got going on here? In 1983, we got an Airborne, right? We got Destro, we got Doc, we got Gung Ho, Major Blood, Snow Job, Torpedo, Tripwire. I'm just looking at the lineup, the 83 lineup right off the bat. There you go. Should be coming up on the screen now. And we have all those guys in classified, right? Ace, probably not. I don't know if they're gonna oh, kid with the Kung Fu grip, man. What's up? It's been a hot minute. Yeah, Ace, I'm not so sure about if we'll ever see that. Maybe on a retro card or something. His driver we got, cover we got. No silver pads Grand Slam yet. Probably you might see a retro card back clutch. I'm sorry, grunt at some point, maybe tan grunt. But I don't know. Another Cobra. Yeah, they're always throwing in Cobra somewhere with some kind of different outfit or some shit. Wild Bill. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, no Ace, but 2 Wild Bills. Duke and Major Blood. Well, because Major Blood's always listed twice because he's mail-in and up. So, 84 or 83 rather, solid lineup, right? Like we're missing a couple, but they're not. It's not like crazy. Like what we're missing. We're not missing like what I would consider to be core 83 characters. Gung Ho, Destro. I'm not just saying that because that's my guy. Tripwire. We're not missing anybody like core characters, right? So, we're doing pretty good there. And like I said, I don't remember if it was 84 or 85. That was Lenny's. He had mentioned in a live stream that he had a certain year that he really like dug deep into, and I'm sure we can figure it out if we look at the ones where what years they were really making these figures. Let's see. There's this motherfucker. So this keeps going out because I'm talking. I watched the lady hand roll this, by the way. She was doing this, smoking one of her own, hand rolling the shit out of this cigar. It was great. So let's see. We got an 84. This will roll up here. We got Baroness. We have her. We got a Baroness. Blowtorch. Duke. We already talked about. We got Firefly. We got Mutt. We got Recondo. We've got the Ripcord in the Night Force Ripcord. Who, if I remember correctly, help me out. Where's who posted that? Oh, Joe Ripcord. Yeah, because we didn't. Night Force Ripcord wasn't a thing in the back then, right? We didn't have a Night Force Ripcord O-ring. I don't think so. I'm drawing a blank. But we definitely have not gotten an OG camo Ripcord in classified. So we're missing him. We got a Roadblock, Scrap Iron, Spirit, Storm Shadow. Looking pretty good so far for 84. 2 clicks down. We'll look at some of the other guys, vehicle drivers, and I do like this. So, back in the vintage days, I know I did, and I'm sure a lot of you did too. We associated a lot of our figures with the vehicles, right? Obviously, because that's what they came with. And then when Classify comes out, because everything is so massive, they can't. If you look at the lineup, for vehicle drivers, on any one of these years, right? You're not gonna see, Hasbro's not gonna pump out classified vehicles for all these guys. It's probably just not monetarily sustainable. Financially sustainable for them. It just isn't. So if you're looking at the screen now, you should be seeing vehicle drivers for 84. Tan Clutch, Stinger Driver, Copperhead, Cutter, Deep Six, Thunder, Wild Weasel, and Zartan. And, Zartan, we have the Zanya figure has now come out with this. She'll be coming with the skiff, but Zartan did not. He came out as a standalone. Wild Weasel, obviously, with the Rattler. Thunder, unlikely to see. These, smaller vehicle drivers like that, or like mid, I should say like mid-size vehicles, like the Slugger, water moccasin, stuff like that. I don't necessarily think we're going to see those um, figures. I mean, I think we'll probably see the figures in a retro card back if they make them at all. But if not, we already got a Copperhead, but we don't have a moccasin, right? So that's already a good example of that. Zartan, another good example. We've got him multiple times now. Retro card back, twice in a box without a vehicle, right? So, they do it. Yeah. So, and I'm actually Kid, Kung Fu Kid. I'm going to get to that actually. I'm just going year by year. I'm not going to go through every single year all the way up. I have like a stopping point kind of in my head. But and I apologize again. The lag is a little bad with bringing up the pages I want. So just bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna go back to real quick to the action figure 411. I just got to let the page load, and then okay. So now it's back where I want to be, and then I'll go back to the G.I. Joe screen. So you might see a little bit of the screens flash for a second. So classified should put Wild Weasel on a retro card. Yeah. So like you could still do that. It's kind of weird, right? Because in the vintage era, you could put it wouldn't have made any sense like back then, right? For them to sell Ace, right, as a single carded figure, right? Yeah, it wouldn't have made any sense. Like they put him with a vehicle because that's what made sense. I don't think it's lost on them that at Hasbro, I mean, and the creatives of G.I. Joe, minus Lenny now, I don't think it's lost on them that they can't do that with all of these figures now. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, and it's kind of stupid. Like, my personal opinion, I like Copperhead. Like, I like the figure, the classified figure. I like the Python Patrol version too. I like the figure. I don't like that he's kind of by himself. Like the Moccasin was almost like an easy win. That's like a mid-sized vehicle. That's something, like the Snowcat's a freaking HasLab, right? Moccasin, you could have sold like Destro's the spoiler. You could have did that and just made it retail. So I don't know. I think it's harder for them to find a way to put the vehicle drivers out. Some of them, to be perfectly honest, I don't think you're ever going to see. Thunder, I don't think you're ever going to see him. You might see Deep Six in this suit if they do something fancy, with the box, and they maybe lean into that old, lean into the, the little pump thing, and he comes out of the water and floats and all that stuff. That's possible, but I'm just not sure. And on that same note, I'll click down because it'll catch up on your screen in a second. Cobra Commander, right? We've got tons of Cobra Commander, and I will be doing a video on that soon. I was just on vacation for a week, so I'm trying to like catch back up. Just the number of people that we have, the characters that we have versus other ones, and it's not like that's new. So, I've actually been doing a little bit of research. I'll put in a different video on the comparisons between the vintage years and what Hasbro was producing and classified now, right? So, a lot of people would always talk about, oh, they're doing a repaint already, or they've been doing that for 40 years. They have been. It's not, it came out in 82, and I will scroll. I'll come back to Cobra Commander in a second. Let me go to 80. 85 is our first. Let me make sure 85 is our first good example. Hold on. Pretty sure 85 is our first good example. So let this load. They've been doing that for years. They could have done a Moccasin, 87 Pogue. Yeah. They've been doing this stuff for a long time, like this, and they could have done smaller vehicles like that. Like those were like kind of easy wins. Low hanging fruit for them. I don't know what the impetus behind not doing those was. I'm not sure. I mean, some of that just could have been, I don't know. I mean, if I'm Lenny, right, and say say Copperhead's one of my favorite characters, and I'm like, and I'm going to my bosses and I'm saying, look, like, you know, man, people love him. He's a good character. You know, let's put him in a moccasin and whatever. And they're like, nah, we're not built. We're not doing that. All right, well, look, can we just make the figure? Okay. I can kind of see that happening. I don't know all those ins and outs, but I can see that happening with some of these figures. They just, uh, you know, but so let's scroll down. Let's look at 85 because I think 85. I'm pretty sure 85 is the year that he speaks of. And I'm sure I don't need to. No, I don't need to say it. Everybody in the chat knows what yojo.com is. Because I don't know. I get on the Facebook pages sometime and I'm looking at people are like, man, how do I look at this? I'm like, bro, you've never heard of this? Like, it's it's like 40 years old. So what? Let's look at these guys here. We got an Airtight. We got Alpine. We got Barbecue twice. Well, Airtight's on the way. We have Bazooka twice. We have Buzzer. I'm gonna come back to something with him for on a second. We have Crimson Guard twice. Dusty twice. Eels twice. Flint. Do we have Flint twice? Yeah, we got Tiger Force Flint. Yeah, Flint twice. Footloose. We got a Lady J. We've got Quick Kick, Ripper, Shipwreck, Snake Eyes, Snow Serpent twice, Televiper twice, Tomax and Zaymot twice because we have the Crimson set. Oh, good call, Joe. The female CG, correct. Torch we got. So yeah, in reality, let me look here. So out of that first group that you guys are seeing on your screen, up to the twins and Torch, no one is missing. Airtight's on the way. No one is missing. 85 line as far as standalone non-vehicle driver. Lady J twice, correct. As far as non-vehicle driver standalone characters, 85 has been done. All of them. Some more than once. Some 3 times. I think 85 was Lenny's year. Vehicle drivers, we're starting to get into a different realm here. Frostbite we got coming along with the Snowcat, which is a HasLab. I'm not sure of the choice there. I'll be honest. I ordered one. I did. I'm a closet HasLab orderer. I don't know. Yeah, he did 85. And I'd be proud of that if that was my year. Hell yeah. So we'll get Frostbite with the Snowcat. Crankcase to me is an easy. He was an easy win. They put him in an All-Striker. It was a mid-size vehicle. It's awesome. Like I love that vehicle. It was great. Like I feel like the Snowcats in the vintage versions not that much bigger than the All-Striker, like in physical size. So I don't really see why that was a HasLab. But whatever. It's neither here nor there. But then we move on to heavy metal. So actually, you know what? Let's not move on. Let's go back. Snowcat. I don't see the point. I think Mobat would have been the easy win. You could have put the Mobat up against the Hiss, tank on tank. Easy win, because you already had the Hiss. Put Steeler with it, and maybe put Short Fuse with it. I don't know. And then you could have done, Grand Slam and Flash as a 2-pack. Maybe they look too similar, with their red pads for the casual non. The normie, the casual non-collector, like non whatever to tell the difference, but whatever. And of course now we got heavy metal. We are unlikely to see a Mauler. I don't think, or maybe we see a Mauler and not a Mobat. Whatever. Keel Haul. You got people making classified USS flags at a 3D printing them. I don't know where these people are putting this shit. God love you if you got that kind of space. I mean, a lot of you guys in the chat here have seen my space. I have a pretty sizable, like, physical space, and I'm still struggling. I can't imagine how big a fucking 3D classified or 3D printed classified flag is. That's got to be unreal. I mean, I don't even know. So Keel Hall, probably won't see him. Lampreys, maybe. Maybe in some retro form or something, And honestly, so what did we really get in the HasLab? We got the Hiss tank, the Snowcat's coming, so two ground vehicles, the Dragonfly and the Rattler, right? So no boats. I mean, I like boats, like boats and hoes. I mean, I like boats. Um, Hovercraft would be a cool HasLab. Fucking big, but it'd be cool. And the hydrofoil. The hydrofoil would be a really, really cool HasLab. Be big as shit, but it'd be a lot of fun. So I'm not sure about that one. Toll booth with the bridge layer. I mean, probably not. I would just make customs out of that. So I'm going to skip 86, 87, 88. We'll go into some of these 90s because you guys brought up some of these latter year guys. I appreciate that, Dave. Thank you. I still, believe it or not, it's still an unfinished project. I guess everything's really unfinished, really. 1990. Yeah, and side note, I'm not down there tonight. It's as I said, we just got back. My wife and I, we were in a place where it was like a beautiful, like 80 degrees and no humidity every day. It's actually nice here in Baltimore tonight. Like it's like hoodie chill tonight. So I literally took the table, 3 monitors, the laptop, all this shit, brought it outside so I could be outside tonight. Let's see. Yeah, I got you. Joe. So 90s. Yeah, I purposely jumped ahead a couple for a reason. I just wanted to look at some of these 90s here. So literally beginning in 1990. You guys can look on the screen here. We got Metalhead, Night Creeper, Saw Viper. What's that guy's name? Range Viper. And I don't think we did not get Rock Viper, right? I don't think we did. I think he was like in somebody's like wish. Maybe I just remember seeing his name in somebody's wish list, right? So clearly, the 90s, we were already like classify wise, like dipping out. Like we like dipped out of it. But they still ended up doing like really obscure things, like pretty sure it begins with a G. What's the Scarlet? Oh, I know. I don't think Joe Hunter's I don't think he's a 90s guy. If I remember right, I think 89 is where his passion stops. Yeah. I don't if you're looking at the classified line now, like obviously they dipped off and then they started hitting some really obscure stuff. Glenda, the blue and white Scarlet from the UK, I think, or whatever, like deep. That's some like deep international cut shit, right? Oh, you're like 87. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, like that was that's some like deep cut stuff, right? So like, why? I don't understand that. And the one that I'm really kind of like, I'll be honest, I'm a little irritated about, because well, two, but one I'm gonna keep my mouth shut about. And it'll be coming up on your screen here in a second after I keep getting this thing that says your encoding is overloaded. Turn down your video, something or another, which I don't know how to do. Is this Dawn Moreno Snake Eyes. I can't do it. I can't do it. I realize she's like some kind of uh comic thing. Obviously non Marvel, and Joe. Um, Joe Hunter's a diehard O-ring guy. And as he just said, 87 is his, that's his hard and fast. Marvel Comics is mine. I've read some, not all, of IDW, Devils Do, all that stuff. As far as I'm concerned, Dawn Moreno doesn't exist. She's not Snake Eyes. She's not. I don't care about some character who's in the brainwave scanner and has Snake Eyes' memories. You're not Snake Eyes. So nuts to that. Not a fan. When we go back to 1990, as your screen catches up, I'm just looking through. We just kind of classified, just kind of. They didn't bother with any of these, and for good reason. They're not super popular characters, right? And I'm not even going to get into the rest, like the early and mid 90s. It just gets worse from there. So actually, I can go back to 87, just for my buddy Joe. We'll go back to 87. Go back to Joe Hunter 73's cutoff year, and let's just when this loads, we'll see where we're at with this. We got 90 still good. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I look, like I talked to you guys like I said on the chat when I was with you guys the other day. If it's got the G.I. Joe name on it or an action figure, I'll buy it. I mean, I can't help myself. I have no self control. I really don't. So here we go. Should be coming up here in a second. So we got Big Boa. We got Chuckles. We got Chuckles. We got a Battle Armor Cobra Commander. We got a Crazy Legs, Croc Master, Crystal Ball. We got a Falcon. Falcon, if I remember right, Falcon was the one with the really deformed face, right? The classified figure. He looks like the guy who. Man, I'll tell you what, man. Some days I feel like I'm literally having a stroke. The guy who played Marty McFly's dad, Back to the Future. That's who he always looks like to me. Can't remember the guy's name. Put it in the chat if you remember off the top of your head. No Googling it, because I could do that too. If you know it, come on, somebody give it to me. Fast Draw. I think Fast Draw would be a cool classified figure. I do. I think he would be pretty good. I could see like his weapon system being pretty dope. So I'll jump down to the second row and work my way from the other way. Crispin Glover. Thank you. You didn't Google that, did you? I hope you just knew that off the top of your head, because I didn't. I needed, and you came in clutch, bro. I appreciate it. Sneak peek. I don't see that happening. And yeah, Falcon. Yeah, worst face sculpt. That you're 100% right. Falcon, or Raptor rather. It was cool. Like, I wasn't a big fan of his as with the vintage figure. I mean, I have them, but like I wasn't like crazy about it. But the classified figures is cool. Like, it's very the wings that are like the mechanical, like Vulture and Spider-Man. Like, they're just awesome. Like, I love the way they look. Maximum Warp. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. See, some of you guys are on top of it, man. I'm just treading water here. Psych Out. So Psych Out was just on the what? We just had the what the hell was it? I'll tell you, man. I need some like Ginkgo biloba or some shit. The announcement thing we just had, the April 1st thing from Hasbro. Lenny was on there, and we got the name only reveals. They used the pictures from the collector cards, which side note, Joe Hunter 73 just did a good video on the G.I. Joe collector cards. I think they were Impel, right, Joe? The Impel cards. They used the art from Psych Out on the Impel card, as for like the image for the name only reveal of Psych Out. The card they used was for Sonic Fighter Psych Out, so that's interesting that they picked that card. They could have just picked the background art from the 1987 card, right? But they picked out his Sonic Fighter cards. That's interesting. And the other name reveal was Toxo Viper, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so 87 line, we got that whole top row except for Fast Draw. Second row, Raptor. We got an Outback. We got Law. We got Jinx. Gung Ho. I don't know if we'll see him. Not sure. Techno Viper we have, and Tunnel Rat. We got a couple of him. So 87 line's pretty, single carded. It's pretty tight. We're pretty good there. And vehicle drivers, hey, this is like really pushing it. Because some of these guys are just with play sets that are just way too big. The two in the middle and the top row there. Payload and the other dude, I always forget his name. With the Defiant, the Mamba, I don't think was ever popular. I liked it, but I don't think it was ever popular enough to make that and have a Gyro Viper out of it. Maximum Warp. It's really odd that they because Psychout's I think he's kind of a like low key cool character, right? Like his shtick, his little thing is kind of cool. It's just weird that they picked the Sonic Fighter version of his card to use as the display. So I'm not sure about that. Ray Lewis, 52 jersey, like the refrigerator. Jesus. I don't know about the sports guys. I'm not a big like football guy, but I did see some AI art with the refrigerator parody the other today, actually. That comes with like some giant bear or some shit. Excuse me. Outback, Cobra Wolf with the Ice Viper. Yeah, so Cobra Wolf would be, again, in my opinion, mid-size vehicle, right? Cobra Wolf is no bigger than the Snowcat, right? They're in the same, I have like these are just my own little like categories, right? There's like play sets, like mortar defense, missile defense, shit like that, right? Then there's like minor or like smaller vehicles, right? Or whatever. Mobile missile system, bomb disposal unit, mountain howitzer, right? And then you have like mid vehicles, Vamp, HAL, Stinger, shit like that. Maybe like mid-size plus, Snowcat, Wolf, whatever, and then so on and so forth. Some of these guys I don't see us getting. And some of the vehicles are just not, I don't think, popular enough with because you gotta remember, we're not the only ones buying this stuff. I'm sure we're the majority, at least for now, but we're not the only ones, right? So, Hasbro's a company. Ultimately, their bottom line is to make money. We know this, right? So, they're going to gear some of this towards the collectors, and that's what I think Lenny did try to do. Just coming back full circle with why we started this video is, I think 2020 was a good year. Starting off with, all right, they're bringing G.I.Joe back. Did I like all those figures? No, I still hate the stupid little calm things they put on every once in a while. That shit's just dumb. But here we are, 2026. 7 years later, and I mean, it's awesome, right? Like just to see these things come to life in a bigger way, and there's a couple of hits. I'll drop one right now. Sand Scorpion, classified Sand Scorpion. If anybody has him, this is just me personally. I think he's the top 3 classified figures out of all 6 years, hands down. That figure with that the soft goods, like Serape, man, like got the whole like predator looking like thing. I don't know. Like, he's an excellent figure. Um, you know, but then we got the reveal, the digital reveal of they're gonna do Ninja Force Scarlet. Why? So some of the stuff's hit or miss. Some people like some things, some people like other things. But we're not the only audience that they're selling to. We're not the only buyers. There's people who are currently not us. Like and I say that like I don't know everybody's age looking at the chat, but I interact with quite a few of you regularly, and I know we're all somewhere in our 40s, mid, late 40s, some of us early 50s, right? We're not the only ones buying this stuff. There are people who are in their early 30s who like collectibles, who like collector things, who might be really into the comics and whatever the current comics are, and they're buying the stuff too. And they're a different market. They don't have the same background that we do. Like they don't, they're learning G.I. Joe maybe for the first time and in their own way. We'll always be the OGs, right? I mean, there's just no getting around that. But we're not the only market. So we're not going to like everything. I do have my concerns where we're going to go from here without, with Lenny not being there. Is if Emily keeps her fingers fucking off of it, it'd be great. Because I don't even know if she's even involved anymore. And if she's not, all the better. Because, I don't know, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, and just and don't get me wrong, Dave. There was plenty of lives. I was like, man, this guy, this fucking guy. But I do believe that the brand he had it in his best interest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I do believe he really did want to try to, And we also, again, we don't know what kind of constraints he had. I mean, I personally think not putting Torch, Ripper, and Buzzer in a 3-pack was a mistake. I think not putting, as you're seeing them on your screen, Mercer, Red Dog, and Taurus in a 3-pack is a mistake. Tomax and Zaymot together, mistake. But I also don't know what constraints he had. Again, he could have gone to his boss or whoever would be like, hey, whatever. And he might be like, nah, we're not doing that because, statistics show this or what, probably some bean counter somewhere saying, we honestly don't know that. So I can't fault the guy for information that I just flat out don't have. That's not fair. So yeah, I'm hoping we go somewhere with it. I scroll or I just click down a little bit. I'm a little surprised to see, Cobra La in the classified line already. I mean, now I say already only because I don't think they were like super popular before. Starting in '82, they came out in '87. You're talking about a 5-year gap before G.I. Joe leaned into the that like weird. It's just weird, right? Cobra Commander being a snake and all that. It's just that's weird to me. He's a failed businessman who, hires Zartan to kill Snake Eyes. And, is trying to backstab Destro and the Baroness and Major Blood and everybody else in his inner circle. But I don't think he was really a fucking snake. I just don't. I never liked that origin. But the Cobra La team came in a 3-pack. Not this time. And I understand classified like Galabius is probably pretty fucking big, right? Pretty fucking big. Yeah, 100%. First gen of G.I. Joe fans. You're 1,000% right. I think they threw in Pythona as like, because she always was kind of a cool deep cut character that like we didn't have before in Vintage line. I thought it was kind of cool. And then I feel like once they threw her out there, they got enough, it got enough traction to where other people wanted to see the rest of them. Hence, where we're at now. I'm sure you'll see Globulus. Like I don't have any doubt about that. Battle Force 2000, probably never going to see him. And then, of course, we talked about the fridge or these other guys. The fuck, their names always escape. Steel Brigade. Probably not. Let's see. Jump back. I never did go to 86. Maybe I'll go to 86. And then I'll start wrapping it up. I appreciate everybody jumping in tonight. And again, yeah, a 3-pack would have been dope. I tell you, if you'd have put the Dreadnoks in as like the first 3-pack, man, and you just put that shit retail, like not no fan wave, not no Walmart exclusive, definitely not a Target exclusive, just flat retail, they would have sold a shit metric fuck ton of those 3-packs. But whatever. Water under the bridge now. But again, I apologize for my technical. I will work on that. I just have to figure out what it is I'm either doing wrong or not doing. That's giving me grief here, because as I'm scrolling, you guys should be seeing the scroll like that, and you're not, and I do apologize for that. And we'll just roll through 86, and then maybe we'll kill it. We've been on for a little more than an hour. I had a lot of fun. Like I was really looking forward to this tonight. So let's look here. Bats, Battle Android Trooper. We got a couple of them, right? What do we get? We got an OG bat. We got a Crimson bat, a Python Patrol bat, Beachhead. We got 2, correct? Single release, and then the retro card back. Dial Tone. Did we get a Dial Tone? Why am I drawing a blank? I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, we got Dial Tone. Dr. Mindbender came in that really cool, like, I'll tangent real quick. Some of these figures that they released in these like elaborate packaging is cool, right? Like, Serpentor's packaging, Dr. Mindbender, Zartan with the wheel and like the little faces for the masks. Some of these figures packaging. One of Toys, thank you. Yeah, I was just having a brain fart. Some of the packaging for these characters has been awesome. Hawk, we got a Hawk. No Iceberg. Oh, or maybe he's in the HasLab. Maybe don't remember. Leatherneck, we got him. Leatherneck's also very cool. Lifeline, Lowlight's very cool. Mainframe, Monkey Wrench. No Roadblock version 2, but that's okay. Sci-Fi's pretty cool. Viper, got a couple versions of that guy. Wetsuit, Xandar, and Zorana. So 86, cleaned up, pretty good, right? Like, I think classified is up to shit. I'm not gonna hazard a guess. On average, I think G.I. Joe in the vintage years produced like 30 figures a year. Average, like 31, 29, whatever, somewhere in that range per year after like 85, I think, up until like the mid 90s, and then they were dropping like 100 figures at a time or whatever. But point is, Classified's doing pretty good. Like they've picked up quite a few out of these vintage years. What I honestly, personally, in my gut, secretly in a closet, like to see Special Missions Brazil and Classified. Yes, I would. I always thought they were cool. I'd actually like to see them do something like that, like as a a 1 year anniversary. I don't know, something in like a 5-pack, like a full 5-pack. I think would be badass. And then vehicle drivers, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, we got Serpentor, and we might see a Thrasher. With a Thunder Machine here eventually. A lot of the other ones I don't think we're going to see. The Stun, maybe. A lot of these other bigger things are years away, if at all. And I'll look at 88 right quick. Let's see. I think everybody's falling asleep on me. Let's see what we got. All right. I'm just gonna look at these real fast because I wanted to count these up, but I'm not gonna waste all that time. Yeah, so I got 88's kind of a thin year. Oh, thanks. So I got thanks Dave. I got um Destro's the video for Destro is almost done. And then Zartan will be after him. So I'm doing a couple of like I started doing that one for Cobra Commander, and it was like I was like really getting into that because it's a little different, just like delving into this like some weird shit, you know. So I'm actually having a lot of fun with that. So it'll be Destro and then Zartan, and then I'll shift out of out of uh out of like main characters for a couple vids and just do like who what kind of person would be an eels, like who in their right mind want to do that. Um, who would be crazy enough to be a snow serpent? Nobody wants to be in that fucking snow anyway, but like who would what I mean? Like keep the Inside the Mind series going, but with some of the like lesser characters. I think it'd be kind of cool just to because they that's why they Cobra Commander first because they these lesser characters play into what Cobra Commander was. He was manipulative and he got people to follow him when they were at their lowest, right? So like, why would these people do all this crazy shit for him, right? But yeah, I very much appreciate that. I'm gonna skip down to 88. So there's not a whole lot there that's like in the pipeline or that we have already. So yeah, we'll jump out of them. But let me get my crap. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Okay, cooperate. Transition this photo. Okay. All right. So you guys should be back to seeing my mug here in a second. So Joe, listen, I was hell bent. I was hell bent on taking that mask. I had it sitting out. I was hell bent on taking a mask that this weird man left in my basement because I'm not really Destro. Like, I mean, I realize no one's ever seen us in the same room at the same time, but I'm not him. That's just a dude that like walks around my house and in my yard. But there was a mask in my basement that looked like it was packed and ready to go somewhere, and then it was forgotten. So he had to stay and watch the house while I went on vacation. So I got a tan. Destro did not. I hope that answered your question. But this was great. Seriously, like this is really fun tonight. I very much appreciate you got everybody's got shit to do and like other stuff to do, and I know like Saturday nights are like you know late and you're like fuck it, I just hang out and watch TV or whatever, but like you could be doing other shit. So I appreciate you not doing that other shit and shooting the shit with me. So thank you very much for everybody that jumped in here, and I'll post this up as a you go back and check it out whenever you want. And my schedule a lot of you know like what I do for a living. My schedule won't allow for me to do every single Saturday. It's just not. All right, Joe. It's Joe Westco. I'm sorry. It's just not possible for me to do every single Saturday. But the series I called Helter Skelter, bro. Hell yeah. This is my 38 special series, the Saturday night special. And if you're wondering, just anybody that didn't know, if you're wondering why I'm calling it that, and I'll try to do it on Saturdays that I am able to do it. It will always be a Saturday. It won't be every Saturday, but it will be on a Saturday. And it is so named because a long little bit of historical fact, a long while back, the 60s and 70s in Baltimore, one of the firearms used more often than not in crimes was the revolver, the 38 special. And here in Baltimore, we used to call it the Saturday night special.
That's what my dad called it when he was a cop. So it was just like a little like Baltimore thing. Like I was kind of like thrown in there. So that's why I'm calling the series a Saturday Night Special. Tonight was number one. So as we do more, we'll just talk about other stuff. It won't always be classified. I'll just pick a topic. And I'd really like it to be developed into something that like you other guys who do really great channels can like get in on, and we can, like it might be a Saturday night with me, or you know, uh, a Wednesday with Joe Hunter and Alpha One Creative. We're podcast on Saturday morning. You know what I mean? Like it would be awesome. So thank you again. Please, everyone, have a safe night. If you're out and about, if you're home, get some sleep, drink one, smoke one, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.